these people that you call family, who are not there to support you, encourage you, you're probably going to have to deadhead them. Hi guys, in today's video we're going to talk about deadheading your relationships. So if you guys follow me on Facebook, you will be familiar with this post that I put up maybe, I'm not sure, a few weeks ago maybe. And in that post I was referring to a process that we call in the gardening community called deadheading, or in my case, in which I was using it that day, was referencing I was outside in my garden and it was time to deadhead my roses. Deadheading your roses or any flowers is basically the process of once your roses have started to bloom, and now all of those beautiful roses have now started to die, so your roses are starting to kind of wilt over and they're done, right? And you could leave them on there, absolutely, and nature will take care of it. Eventually they will just kind of fall off, and then when it's time for your roses to bloom again, they'll start blooming. Or you can go in there the minute that you see those dead heads on your rose bushes. You can go in there and you can go ahead and clip them off. The importance of deadheading these roses is the way that your shrubs or your plants are growing. If you have the dead roses still on there, the stem that they're on, it's still sending energy, right, to that dead rose, right? And you need that energy to go elsewhere, right? So you don't want your energy to be spent on something that's dead. So you need to go in there and remove it so that you can use that energy, and so that energy can come and be focused on new growth, right? So when I was out there deadheading my roses, it was just, as I was doing it, I just literally just started smiling because it inspired me to make this video and the Facebook post that I made. And as I'm clipping off these dead heads, I was thinking to myself, this is very relevant to how we move in our lives and in our relationships, right? I'm sure you guys are familiar with or have been in situations or relationships where it's over, right? It's over. These people have shown you who they are time and time again, and it doesn't work for you anymore. It doesn't. Whether you guys are constantly bickering, arguing, just clashing. This could either be with your spouse, your significant other, family members, mothers, daughters, sons, fathers. It could be anybody that you are in a relationship with, and that relationship is done. There's nothing else you can do, okay? Because we know you can't change the other person, and we are not here to change anyone. That is not our goal. Our goal is to change ourselves and be a better person. Our goal is to make self-improvements and adjustments to be a better you. So we don't have the time And we can no longer spend the energy on relationships that we know are dead. Okay? So you guys need to be cognizant and take some time to think about relationships that you may be in, that you are giving way too much of your time, your money, your effort, your energy to, that you no longer need, relationships that no longer serve you. As I've mentioned before, if you find yourself every time that you are in communication with this person, if you find that every time maybe you are around them, you just don't feel in a happy place. You feel drained. You feel exhausted. Maybe you've been triggered. Maybe you feel angry. Maybe you feel disappointed. It doesn't matter. Any of those negative feelings. If you find that consistently every time you're in communication with this person or in this relationship, this is how you feel, you may want to reevaluate whether or not that relationship is suiting you. Whether or not you have possibly moved on from that person, right? Everybody is not meant to stay in your lives for a lifetime. Some people are for a season, for a reason, not for forever. And you have to be okay with removing them from your life, right? I feel like I was called through my awakening to speak to people who deal with these type of difficult relationships and don't know how to let go. People who have to deal with these relationships, it's easier to deal with it when it's just an associate. Yeah, you can cut them off, right? Block them. It's easy, all right? You don't really care that much. But it's not as easy when it's family members. And that's what I feel like I'm here for, is to help you see when it's time to move on. Be okay with moving on. Know that in order for you to see new growth, you got to cut off the dead ends. You have to. If someone is not nurturing your spirit, if someone is not watering your fruit, encouraging it to grow and prosper, they need to be removed. Somebody is constantly keeping you in a negative state, they need to probably be removed. And this is going to sound harsh, you guys, but it's the truth. Oftentimes, those people are the ones closest to you. I know. Oftentimes, those people can be family members. And you have been taught all your life that you can't distance yourself from family. You can't remove yourself from family. They blood, right? They blood. You gotta always stick with your family. There's something called family, or a tribe as I like to call them now, and there's something that's called relatives. Relatives meaning that you guys share the same blood, right? Your blood. Family is a whole different thing. Family are people that support you, love you unconditionally, got your back, Um, don't talk behind your back. Really do want to see the absolute best in you. They really do want to see you succeed. They literally, when you win, they win. They literally feel that excitement and that joy of like, wow, Tracy did it. She's succeeding. Insert your name there. You all know people who have your back. You know people who have your back, support you, encourage you, motivate you, inspire you, and uplift you. You know who they are. And you also know who they are when they gossip about you, when they talk negatively about you, when you can like never get it right. You all know those people. Like no matter how well you do, they either will still find fault in it or still want to judge you, still want to see you as the person maybe that you used to be. They don't want to see you grow. They don't want to see you evolve. Because they comfortable with where you used to be. Right? You all know these people. Right? Because my experience has been the most difficult and was really hard for me, I'm only going to be able to speak on my experiences. And I just don't see a lot of people really talking about this. And so this is what I feel the most comfortable talking about, because these are my experiences. And also, I think it's the topic that will hit home to a lot of people who are just uncomfortable talking about it. These people that you call family, who are not there to support you, encourage you, you're probably going to have to deadhead them. You're going to have to remove the dead ends. You're probably going to have to close those dead relationships. And it can be hard because you've known these people oftentimes, most times, all of your life. So the thought of saying, I'm going to now remove them from my life can be very difficult, painful, a very daunting experience. But sometimes necessary. Absolutely necessary. Necessary in order for you to grow. In order for you to go to that new chapter in your life. Some people, you are going to have to leave them behind. Yes, I know. It's harsh. It's harsh. I've been through it. I've been through it with several people. Not just one, several people that I've had to just say, that's done. That's done. That relationship is done. And like with everything in my life that I have moved on from, I thank them. Always thank them for the experience. Thank them for everything, good, bad, indifferent. Thank them for everything they brought to you. Because of them is the reason why you've been able to be the person that you are now, and better and better. You always show gratitude and thank them. Love them. Appreciate them for everything. Everything they did for you. and then you have to move on. Don't dip back into that relationship, that old boyfriend, that just whatever the relationship was. Once you deadheaded, it's gone. The same way that you wouldn't pick up those dead rose heads that you just clipped off that rose bush, you wouldn't go back and try to glue them back on, would you? No. Why would you want to stunt the growth of what's new to come? You would never do that. So you shouldn't do that in your relationships either. This is going to be a very hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. You have got to get your mind around everybody is not meant to come along in your new journey. Everybody is not, will not be able to come along and get okay with it, because it is okay. Thank them for everything they brought you through, for everything they brought you to. Everybody, everything comes within your path for a reason. If you are going to go on this journey of self-love, self-development, love for everything and love for everyone, you have to first start with loving yourself. And one of the first things you have to do when it comes to self-love is choose you first. You have to love you first. And part of loving you first and choosing you first is clipping off all the dead ends and all the deadhead and all of the dead relationships that no longer serve you. If I have inspired or motivated or touched or resonated with one person, I feel like I've done my job. Ask yourself, are there any dead relationships out there that you need to clip off and let them go? Are there any people out there that you're trying to hold on to because they're familiar? That's all you know. That's where you're comfortable. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to let it go. Don't keep the dead heads on. Don't keep them on. They're holding you down and they're holding you back. I'm going to leave you guys on that note. I have plenty more to say about that, but I'll leave you with that. And if you have any of those relationships that you have had to clean out of your life, you had to remove, and once you did, you moved on, and things, you saw things better and differently. Sometimes we go, I can't believe I was in that relationship with that person. I can't believe I maintained that relationship for that long. That relationship was really kind of pulling me down, right? Let me know in the comments down below if you've had those experiences, or if possibly you know of some relationships that you probably need to clear out the way. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.